Good morning. My name is Tumi Tladi, coming through on Monday. It's a brand new week. Monday, the 14th of June 2021. Time it's 9:24 a.m. So it's different because today I'm recording and doing this session in the morning. I guess school is not demanding anymore, but it's not just about that. It's because I'm excited about what I do. I've identified so many bugs. I can't wait to get my hands dirty on those bugs and fix them, and the truth is I've been following along .NET MAUI, the roadmap, and yes. So I want to start with something before I talk about what the focus is going to be on today. Please, if it happens that I confuse some of the things, just know that I'm doing as best as I could, like with the video number, what's happening, but I'll correctly name them on the title of the video. But when I say something, that's why some of the things I'm going to rectify, including the first thing. So I did upgrade my Visual Studio to the latest version. So in fact, there's a 16.10 one. That's the one I did upgrade. And I thought that I'll find .NET MAUI templates. So unfortunately, when I was searching on the previous video, I could not find them because they're not part of 16.10. But .NET MAUI templates, firstly, you need to have .NET 6 SDK as of time of recording. .NET 6, I haven't yet downloaded it, but I'll get it on my machine and on my laptop. And other than that, your Visual Studio needs to be 16.11.1. It's a preview. It's in preview currently, so I don't have it. So that's why the release notes, I went to check what's new in Xamarin.Forms. Unfortunately, there's no mention of .NET MAUI. It's only Xamarin.Forms stuff. So yeah. And then again, some of the videos couple of the videos back, I did talk about the new changes in Get system, as they did some changes. They did, and then usually I used to follow these release notes. The thing is they're too long, but yeah, they redesigned the architecture of Get system. So yeah, okay. Now these videos are not gonna be long. This session is not going to be long because then yesterday I was doing mobile for Xamarin. So there's a shared code base, or it's a shared code. See, I'm confusing some of this terminology, but it doesn't matter. You understand. But today I'm going to do platform specific projects. So I'm going to do two sessions, Android and iOS. iOS is practically empty, but it needs to be a separate video for it. But I'm going to do Android. So I'm going to do right click. Oh, by the way, when you run the mobile app right now, you need to set this one as a starter project. A cool thing about .NET MAUI, they removed this functionality where you have multiple projects, like I do have shared, platform specific for Android, platform specific for iOS, and I have to set each and every one of them individually like I set up. So it's one single code, and then the drop down caters for all of them. So you would find all of them and you just run them. So what they're doing in .NET MAUI, it's incredible and fantastic, and I can't wait, and I'm excited. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to be long. So this is video number 10, I believe. Okay, so connected services, go and figure out what it does. Properties, unfortunately I cannot open this guy because it contains one thing that I know is sensitive, which is Google Map API. I didn't open this project, but I know what's in this project. Okay, and then this is a critical file. I'm going to talk about this file. I'm going to take a minute talking about this file. This is a critical file, and I'll tell you why this file is critical. In fact, we should start there. Okay, while it's loading, my internet should not be slow. So let me go to identical docs, but for MVC, and I'll tell you why I do that, or why I want to go there. Okay, is it downloading? All right, this file, it serves an incredible role with regards to not just this portion, like this is standard stuff. I still need to update this guy, but not yet. Oh, my computer, it's computer, is it because it's in the morning? Are you still freezing? What's happening? Okay, but because of this, before I talk about this, I want to talk about you can add your, in fact, we didn't do something. The first thing that we do when we do this project structure is to check the properties. Sorry about that. Let's give it a second. So this is where you add the permissions specifically for Android application. Now with iOS, it's a different ball game. Okay, so currently my app is not on App Store because I need a MacBook. I also need account for Apple developer account. That one is pop and fleece, but the MacBook is, yeah, it's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go to application, not manifest file. Okay, so this assembly name. So compiling using Android version, yes, it's Android 10, which is Q, but they want me to go to Android 11, which is API level 30. Okay, just know that, yeah, this is a critical thing. Please do not tamper with this. Please do not tamper with this. And you can see that there's 11 that's already been installed, you know, a couple of days ago. So I'm gonna upgrade this, but I can't just upgrade without going through documentation. That's a tip number one. Don't just do things because Google tells you to do things. Don't just do things because you saw your friend did it. No, you can break the application, but you have version control for that, so you're safe. But just don't do stuff. I can't just go to 11. It's not that easy, because when I take it to Google Play, I have to make sure that I create a test. What do they call this? Because there's an actual store and you can do test, like only few people can test that portion. You need to plan how it's gonna be, but we'll talk about that when I do a series on services. One of the services I've used for this system is Google Play. Okay, so I'll do a walkthrough on how I tested before I went in production, like the actual production. Okay. The Android money first, because since I can't get into this one. Okay, so this is a package name. So because I have a website, frenzytime.co.za, and then this is the package. You know it's reversed, right? But why I'm here? Okay, these are permissions. I access, cause, location, find. This for maps, and then location extra commands. It works nicely. Access mock location, network state, this one's needed. Access to Wi-Fi is needed. Let's see. I know there's internet. There's storage. There's internet, and then there's vibrate, because yes, I have that functionality. And then please pay attention to everything I'm doing. Me having to enable this permission, it's because then there's a code that it's making use of this permission. So please pay attention. And then that's it. Okay, so I need to upgrade this guy to Android 11, API 1130. Okay, that's it all you need to. Don't tamper with other things. Now, wait, let's go back to this version name. This version name, you see it's 1012. If we currently quickly go to this guy, but what I want to do here, I want to log in, and I'll tell you why it's critical, why the platform specific project, why it's critical. Okay, you can't reach. Is there any specific reason as to why? Stop playing games, like load. All right. Okay, I'm just going to give you the high level overview of what you should expect, and I'm still going to cover it. So on the Google Play, I want to talk about the version number. So it's 1012. So this 1012, in fact, this is where it's coming from. This is where it's coming from on the Android manifest file. But just not this. I use assembly info to actually get the version number. You see this assembly version, that's where I'm using this. Wait. Oh, excuse me. No, okay. No, I don't tamper with this part. In fact, I tamper with this one. However, through Android manifest. I'm sorry about the confusion, because I know where I do increment this version number. Sorry, it's not in this file. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not in this file. Okay, so this is irrelevant right now, but it's supposed to sync with the 1012. I'm sorry about that. And then add some common permissions. This can be removed if not needed. So you can add permissions via graphical user interface, or you can do them via code, like internet, read external storage, and record. Did you see there was no record, read external storage? Because I can still explicitly have them here. I want to talk about this critical thing. So basically what happens if we go to the shared project and we go to app, the code behind of the app, okay, I need to hunt that. Where is it? Wait. The views, content page, startup, version updates, code behind. Okay, I need to hunt this thing because it's important. Okay. Stop screen, code behind. No. Okay, what about the view models? Stop screen. Okay, what about startup? Version updates. I know it has to do with this some way. Give me a second. I don't put stuff in constructor. It's in show info. The version I'm going to use a version converter. Okay, release nodes. Okay. I'm off the script a bit because I need to hunt this thing. So I'm trying to figure out the logic of this application when it starts. Because this version, there's where I know it's somewhere. Before the version update, there's where it starts. Where, let's see. Okay, I can't be disappointed at this. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna hunt for this thing until I get it because it's critical thing. And then I'm gonna do find. And then I'm gonna say version. And then the current project, find all. Because there's a logic on how my application starts. I don't want this. There is a property. Yes. I don't want utilities. I don't want version updates. View model. Okay, this one it's about page, no. Okay, but also on the I was gonna talk about this app info. This app info it's it's an API from Xamarin Essentials. So if I hover Xamarin Essentials, so represents information about the application, so I can get stuff like a version. It gets the application version, to string. So what I meant to say that it comes from that. You are useless. You're supposed to be somewhere. Terms and startup. Yes, I know that's what should happen. Okay, but I'll come to it. But it's gonna get the version from the version number here. So that's where the library comes in handy. Well, this guy. So I was looking for something like this, but there's also where I'm making use of it. Let me look at find. Not on just the about. Close that. The version controller will be in there. Startup screen. Startup screen. This is the guy I was talking about. So there's where I'm using getting the application current version number. This guy, version internal, we'll talk about it. And then there's where I'm doing a comparison that the version that comes from, found it. So now let's log in as administrator. What I love about what I'm doing, I don't plan to go in these kind of directions. In fact, I end up going in these directions because it's a fun thing. It's like I said, I'm gonna be raw. I'm not gonna plan things. I don't open this thing. I don't plan these things like let me see. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see this. I don't do stuff like this. Okay. Is there a specific reason why you did what you did? So I will get it specifically because the app is able to redirect somewhere else. But the main point here was I'm doing platform specific project for Android. So I coded my shell code to go into Android or even iOS. It's just that I can't test for iOS because I don't have necessary devices at hand. But go into Android, check the current version number, and then we're gonna check if it matches this one. You see now stuff they end up acting weird out of nowhere. Okay, now we're in. So I built my own feature called version updates. If we go to task as administrator, because then I can control what's happening in Google Play, and I'll talk more about where did I get the idea from. I was watching YouTube video and then it just shout out about, hey, update the app. And then I could not find a way to dismiss that dialogue. I don't know if I'm making sense. So these are the actual production version numbers. When I developed this, I was on version 1.010, and then I moved this version introduced a new feature, version updates, that requires the app to be updated with the latest version from Google Play Store. Okay, this was 15 December. I did not change this. When I add on that day, that's exactly what happens. And then version 1.0.11 disabled the search button when there are no stores found because there was a mini bug on the 4th of January. And then the latest one, version 1.0.12, all the icons on the about page are now clickable for easy navigation. This includes social media, sending emails and placing calls from I'm excited about that one. On the 14th, and if you look at this guy was pushed when? The 13th. So I did CD and CDI pipeline to Google Play. So it takes about a couple of hours for them to approve the latest changes. But the following day, and then I did edit this guy because I had to check first, is the new version on Google Play? Yes. If it was, then I only added this record. So I'll explain why there's underscore. Unfortunately, Web API doesn't like dots. Like if you were to do, let's say the ID, because this is a version ID, and then how it goes, it's gonna be version update ID. Remember the database, how this thing is? Yes. And then it will pass in 1.0.12. So unfortunately it doesn't like this. So then I had to let's use underscore, and then on the mobile application you will see that I'm replacing this guy with this guy. So I was looking for this little small yet powerful API in Xamarin Essentials allows me to get the version number of the application, and that's a version internal, and I do have a version external. Does it make sense? So then I can do, okay, if they're the same, okay, then let's disable this, else let's go somewhere else. But you will see how all this works. Okay, right. That's what I wanted to do while I was here. Unfortunately, I confused myself that this is not what tracks the current version, but I should use this to track the version. But it's able to go into platform specific. That small API, this guy, it's able to get into platform specific. It knows behind scenes to go, okay, I'm currently on Android. Let's check the version number. So now, as a Xamarin developer, you need to be able to make sure that the version number of Android is the same version number of iOS. You need to make sure, because what I implemented, if it's going to be on iOS, it doesn't matter if it's on iOS or Android. The problem is me having to add a new entry. If I add a new entry, then iOS is going to be affected. Let's say iOS is on version 1.0.8 and then Android is on 12. So you see, we're going to have problems. That means I have to push two different versions of the app. 8 on App Store, 12 on Play Store, and that's a problem. In fact, the 12 should be on Play Store, 8 should be on App Store, the 12 should still be on Play Store, the same version number, so that this code works. But there's an exciting thing that I developed. It's a very, very powerful thing. It shows that I was able to think, because there's a database, there's a table, this is actual data from database. How do we do this in the web application? How do we tell the web API to know that there's a new endpoints that the mobile application is going to work with? So all of this is an exciting thing. Okay, so yeah, now I went off the script a bit, but it was important. Okay, now we are done with properties. Okay. References. I want to talk about these references. It's a very, very important. Let me close all this that confusing me. When you add a Nuget package, by default, the Xamarin comes with its own package called Xamarin.Forms. This one, it's the main one. And then you would see, but we'll do this in iOS. Okay, this is the main Xamarin.Forms. This is what makes this a Xamarin application. This Xamarin.Forms Nuget package. Now, when it's also being added, because I can go to the shed code, close all these guys, dependencies, packages, Xamarin.Forms. So it's the same thing. So when you add a package, for example, if you're going to add this Newtonsoft JSON 1202, you need to add into all platform specific projects. Newtonsoft. Surprisingly, is there an exception? But I wasn't told that there's an exception. Where is Newtonsoft? Well, I don't know where it is. Because Newtonsoft is not being utilized. Oh, maybe there's an exception. If something's not going to be utilized on a code platform specific project, then don't add it. It's not a must. Let me rectify myself. You see, I'm still learning. But if we talk about the maps, Xamarin.Forms maps, it's on platform specific project, also on shared project. You see, forms. The file picker, because the Android has to be the one that goes to the file picker. That doesn't make sense. Okay. And then other stuff, having to record the audio, it needs to be on all of them. Plug-in audio recorder doesn't make sense. So those are the packages. You add them to all if need be. You just have to do your own research. Now you understand all of them that are making up this project. So what I like to do, because I'm currently not working with iOS, I like to add them so that in case I get my own MacBook where I can code the whole day whenever I want to, then I know that this guy, it's only minor things. Setting up this guy with app store, certain things like keys, credentials, because Apple is very secure and it's complicated at the same time. But Microsoft make it easy through Xamarin. Okay, so what else? Now assets. Okay, about asset.txt, it's a default file that ends up in here. They tell you what to do, blah blah blah. I never tamper with it because it doesn't matter. It's a txt file. But I want to talk about these because you know what goes into asset folder, right? You are Android developer. Material icons. These are the font icons, like the icons. And then we have a font awesome icons. You need to add them into all the projects. No, no, you don't have to add to all the projects. No, sorry, you don't have to. I just remembered because I was in fonts last night. No, you don't have to. You only add in code specific, and I'll show how do you rewire them. Because when you write them, this is where you rewire them to say font awesome 5 brands, regular, solid. What is that one? Yeah. No, you only add them in platform code, platform specific project, but you don't necessarily add them in the shellcode project. Okay. I hope I'm not confusing anybody, because when we build in a hurry, but now I'm taking time to understand exactly what is it I did, and so I can learn. And oh, by the way, I have another exciting project, an app I'm gonna build. It's a system. There's database. There's gonna be the portal, and then there's gonna be a mobile application. I'm excited about it. Okay. So what I want to say is this. So this is how you reference them. You see, on platform. There we go. On platform. Go and look for this file. Go and look for this file. OTF. Go and look for this file. It will find it, and if it's correctly being placed where it's supposed to be, it will find it. You see, on Android. There we go. That's how you now use the shellcode to get access to those fonts or anything that's platform specific. You just say on platform. But in .NET MAUI, it's been made much simpler. Let's move on. So those are the assets. I'm almost done. I'll come to the renders in a second. The resources. So we know the resources. Again, about resources.txt tells you what to do and not to do. Okay. And then we have resource designer. This file keeps on changing. Please do not tamper with this file. On video number 1, please check where I want towards the end. Do not tamper with this file. It will add stuff, it will remove. Do not tamper with this file. It can make and break the Android. I explicitly warn every single person. That's why I use a version control. Right. So durables, we have the images. So these are the specific images for what's happening with what's the page? The page is prices. No, not prices. So you go to services. I'm talking about one of the images here. There we go. This one. So these are the images. See these images? Yeah. Oh yes, it's a prices. These images. Yeah. So you add them into platform specific. So there is black. There's a black not. It's not. That means black is not supported. Black and white is supported. There's a color it's supported, and there's a color it's not supported. There's the actual logo, the transparent one. There's a service background. You see this. There is a terms of service. You see this. There is a Tumi Tladi, myself. You will see me also, and there's a spread screen. Okay, so the spread screen, because I only do this once. So this is me. Specifying how the spread screen should look like, and should, yeah, everything has to do with the spread screen. But I will do a spread screen page because I do have it. How do you set it up and all that? So this is just now a high level overview. So now you know what's going on into the durables. So this is spread screen where it's using the colors and everything. Like, yes, okay. And then layout, we have the tab bar, and then we have the toolbar. So tab bar and toolbar, please, if you're interested in this, do your own research, and then figure out what goes where, and then all that. Okay, so this is Android. Yeah, everything about Android is pretty much slow. Let's blame Google, not Microsoft in this case, but Google. Yeah. Oh no, it's gonna launch the simulator or emulator. Oh no, let's leave that for now. Oh no. Okay, and then toolbar, so that's layout. Icons and icons round. You should know what they do. And then the actual icons. This for Xamarin, I still need to remove them. So by default, you get these guys. So these are different ones, but I do have my own. Okay. And then here, do I have anything? So these are default Xamarin ones. Okay, so now you know what's happening here. Okay, cool. But what's interesting is the values. So I have the colors and the stars, but I'll come back to this when I do Spreadscreen, especially Spreadscreen, and the colors. How do I affect the colors on Android to be specific? Remember, this is a platform specific project, and then this is where I have my Spreadscreen. Where's my Spreadscreen? Really? This way I'm using something as Spreadscreen. There we go. Yes. No title, full screen, blah blah blah. So you do all of these things. Okay. What else? Layout. Okay, we are done. Resources. And then there's a Spreadscreen class because it's a platform specific thing. So this is how we define. It's an activity. This is how we define it. Okay, but we'll talk about this. And then I'll come to meaning activity, it's a big thing. But I want to come to the renderers. Oh, this gives me an opportunity because these videos, after I edit them, I watch them, by the way. Did you know that I watched them? I watched them. I made a mistake when I was talking about the renderers. I made a mistake that the borderless entry, it's not this guy, because we can even look at the code. This borderless entry, it's not these buttons. I'm waiting for this to disappear. I guess I have to be patient with my system today. Yeah, but at night it's faster and juicy, and you know, it's all good. Okay, let me go back. So this guy, borderless entry, unfortunately it's not, because I want to explain the borderless entry renderer. What does it do? But it's not for those buttons. So the buttons are on startup. Let's go to the view. This startup screen page, because I think I was here yesterday. These are normal buttons. These are normal buttons that you see where it says I'm a business store owner, I'm a customer or visitor. These are normal buttons. I'm sorry, I remember saying that these are, you know, custom buttons, but they are not. The custom button is this one. This search is the one that's a custom button where I remove the borders, so I make it borderless. No, this is a borderless entry, right? Wait, there's no button. This thing is called borderless entry. Yes, borderless entry, not borderless button, borderless entry. Okay, so let's quickly look at the store search. See, it's getting to me now, because I know this reference based on, you see there we go, borderless entry. So it's used again. Hello. This guy, borderless entry. So let's trace that. Okay, so we have the map. Box view. There you go, borderless entry, and then it expects what, the business number. So yes, that's a borderless entry where it says enter business number. So I'm sorry about that confusion. At least I'm getting the opportunity to rectify my mistakes. That's a borderless entry. So for it to appear like this on the mobile application, we need that renderer, that borderless entry renderer. It knows about this borderless entry. It needs to be empty, like this. It should not be anything, but it just needs to inherit from entry, and entry comes from Xamarin.Forms. Okay, so borderless entry on a platform specific project, it's using renderers to be able to do stuff like that. You know, like where I set the background to be transparent and everything. So yeah. Okay, I think we are done with this guy. Now the last class, which is main activity. So this is where you initialize almost everything. So you will get the boiler code a template, code template. Yes, you just have to now be smart about how to do this in the right way. Okay, so every time when Xamarin experiment with something like collection view, so this is the old version. I'm using 4.8, Xamarin.Forms 4.8. Currently it's 5.0. so this was a flag that you said that it's an experimental, so they do a lot of things, and then if you set it, you'll have access to collection view. But I can remove this because if I upgrade from 4.8 to 5.0, then it will, this guy will, because now it's now good. Now it's good. So this is where you initialize the essentials for platform specific project, your Xamarin essentials, to say platform.init. You also initialize the forms itself, okay? And the plugin, you see I use comments because I'm smart, I'm a genius. So this is where now the plugin, it's a plugin, Xamarin.Forms for maps. Register initialize the maps class, so this is what we do. And then this is a plugin, ACR, user dialogues, we just initialize it here. And you see there's an empty space for readability. And on the plugin again for toast, this, oh, remember the toast now. We register here, but I'll show live. When you don't have internet connectivity, tells you, with the toast from the top, yes. But you should do these things before anything else, like loading the application. You should initialize them, and afterwards it's gonna check the permission, check self permission, and therefore it's gonna request. And then for having to record, this was needed, to check if are we allowed to record or not. And then I'm gonna request if we can record, but I'll show that after we do this. And then on the request permission, Xamarin Essentials takes care of all of that, the permissions on platform code specific for both iOS and Android. So this is the high level overview of platform code, platform specific project. Sorry, if I'm in here, it's a platform specific project. If I'm here, it's platform code specific platform. Yes, something like that. Those words, those meanings, they can be used interchangeably. But this, I hope it provides some guidance. You don't just say, hey, but you just need to do whatever that's platform specific in here to get certain things set up. So I've learned a lot about these things. That's why I read a lot of documentation. I don't just bring in the plugins. I read extensively about all of this. I hope this provides some insight. And yeah, I loved having to figure out this thing of, and having to briefly talk about this update, version update system, because I call it system, it's a feature that I'm like, no, I need to do this, and I did it. And then I don't know how long it took me, but version control will show how long it took me to do this, from the database to the web application for both MVC on .NET Framework and MVC on .NET Core, because this is .NET Core, because I only have access to this as administrator. That one is still has some bug I'll still need to fix. So this was nice and all that. Okay, well, that's it for me for this one. I hope now you understand what's happening. You don't do much in here. You do not do much except that which is platform specific. The Nuget packages, you add them when they're necessary in here. Like Newtonsoft proved that it's not necessary, but that's how you know. Any other control for it to work, you need them in here. Okay, thank you.